What it do, what it be, what the business is. Word on the street, the Salt Shakers is here to handle business. Dreon Santana, Nikki Bougie, NXT Uncut. We're gonna talk a little bit about stand in delivery, but we gotta get into the business. Cause I'm gonna be honest. This episode might have been better than Monday Night Raw, but I'm gonna see what Santana say. We'll be back in 3 seconds.
All right, you guys, welcome to the Shakers Den. Of course, this is NXT Uncut on your Tuesday nights. We are on the follow up of Stand and Deliver, which is considered to be NXT's WrestleMania. We're not going to dive too much into Stand and Deliver like we kind of did for our post show for WrestleMania and replacement for Raw versus SmackDown. But we'll just talk about, a little bit of the highlights from Stand and Deliver. For me, I will have to say, definitely Mello and Trick's match. I mean, that's something that I kind of already knew what the outcome was going to be. So I didn't really have I wasn't really mad at the ending because I mean, Trick had to win, you know what I'm saying? So I wasn't too, or say I was upset about the fact of what happened within that match there. I was shocked to see the tag team titles still be retained and everything by Braun and Corbin. I was shocked about that. I thought maybe Nathan and Axiom had a put up a really really good fight in that opening match with those four there. I really really thought that um, they would have won, but Braun Breaker and Baron Corbin end up retaining those titles. But tonight's a little bit different. I will say that for me, I definitely enjoyed the triple threat match for the North American Championship. I mean, that match there was just insanely wild. I would give it that much. With the women's matches, like Thea, Fallon, Kalani, and then JC, Kiana, and Izzy. That one was a really, really great match. I enjoyed those, but Roxanne defeating Lara, mm, she had to. That's another person that I was like has to win their match because otherwise it's like, damn, what else do you have for Roxanne Perez if she did not defeat Lara for that championship? There's absolutely no way. Shout out to Dragunov for retaining his title. And I think that's pretty much it. I mean, Sean and Joe Gacy, I didn't really care much about that match. That's why I was on a kickoff show anyway. But any highlights from NXT Stand Deliver for you, Nikki?
Baron Corbin, Roxanne. I won't be a hating ass bitch. I'll say this. Shout out. We got another generational two-time NXT Women's Champion, and I think it's only right. I mean, it should have been Tiffy, but I think Tiffy was just too far in advance,
Mm-hmm.
and I, excuse me. I really, man, I don't know y'all, but she did great,
Yeah.
and the whole match card was amazing. Like,
Yeah.
getting up early, I love that early morning wrestling. So yeah, it was great. Really wasn't feeling the triple threat. Not really interested in that, but they did the thing.
Mhm. Well, that was pretty much a little bit of a wrap up for Stand and Deliver. Let's get into tonight's show per se. So started off with, of course, Roxanne Perez. She showed up on Monday Night Raw, beat Indy Hartwell, and then she came down to her brand. First hour of NXT was, of course, commercial free. So that means that, you know, I feel like it just ran really. It went better than how I did for Monday Night Raw. I'm not gonna even lie. But Roxanne, she comes out. She has this championship. She talks about defeating Lara. She talks about how she's at the top of this division. There's nobody gonna take this title from her and everything like that. But Lara comes out and arm and brace. She wants another title shot and she wanted her rematch tonight. But Tatum seemed to not be feeling Lara because of how Lara reacted to her on Saturday. And Lara did apologize. She tried to apologize, but Tatum just wasn't feeling it. And she has now officially turned her back on Lara Valkyria. So I'm sure that once Lara gets herself, back, together with her arm and everything, we're probably going to be moving forward with Lara and Tatum Paxley. I knew eventually this was not going to last long. I just didn't know exactly when, who was going to turn on who. I thought maybe Lara would have gotten pissed at Tatum for coming out there during her match or anything like that to kind of sort of be a little bit of an assistance of her losing. But I don't know. But one thing we always know is that whenever there's a new champion crowned for the women, best believe you can always find Natalia being their first damn opponent because you have to get through Natalia in order to maybe possibly have a successful reign. That is the only way.
Girl, you gotta like. She is like she is the Charlotte Flair of NXT.
Literally, anybody that
She's like,
has won a championship,
I've never held that title,
best
but
believe
bitch,
best believe she's coming. Best believe Natalia is making her round. So, um, I know a lot of people y'all be talking about, oh, Natty needs to retire, blah blah. Why she need to retire? She can still go in the ring. She literally can still go in the ring. Hello. So I don't know why there's so much Natalia hate in any capacity or anything like that, but y'all can get over it. Natalia is the boat for the reason, and she lives up to that name, so on and so forth. This woman has been around for a long, long time and has still managed to, at one point, out wrestle a lot of the girls, period, and men as well. So Roxanne thought that she was going to have the night off, but Ava was like, girl, no, ma'am, you putting that title on the line and you're going to be facing Natalia. Point blank, period. Nothing more, nothing less. So their match ends up happening later on within the show. Now, it seems to me that JC Jane just cannot let things go. I guess she's still upset about the fact that she lost on Saturday and she needed to, bring more drama into the life of Thea Hill. Now, Andre Chase, you definitely have a lot to do with this because of the fact of that you betted on Thea's match with Tiffany, and you were the reason why, or this was a real reason why our school went into shambles in so many different ways. So I don't know where this goes for Thea. I don't know what it is, but honey, you have to truly, truly learn how to stand up for yourself instead of walking out. Like you could have punched both Yadeen and JC in the face. Jasmine wasn't gonna do nothing. She just got over a hurt arm, so I don't know, but I'm sure this is not the end of it, but I guess we'll get some more answers going into next week. Continuing on with the women, we have Fallon Henley and Kalani Jordan versus Kiana James and Easy Dame. And really, really great, sort of a rematch in a sense, but not necessarily a big, big rematch. Just these four ladies here, and a really, really great match. I enjoyed it for the most part. Um, with these two, and I don't know if there was a little bit of a miscommunication with like Fallon and Kalani. It seems like there is something, little maybe a little something boiling between them more so I think on Fallon's end or whatever, because it just kind of seemed as if like when Kalani was kind of getting attacked or whatever by um Kiana and Izzy, she kind of didn't really try to rush to get over there, but Izzy and not Kalani but Kiana James ended up getting the victory, so shout out to them. And then we get into a really, really fun match with Scripps and Javon Evans. I'm pretty sure if you guys know about Javon Evans, he's been killing it on the Indies. And he's now has brought his talents over to NXT. And he definitely showcased that a lot. This guy's only 19 years old and is going extremely crazy inside of the ring. And I'm sure that his talents is really, really getting appreciated a lot, and I saw a lot of positive feedback on his match and his in ring ability. And I'm so excited to see more of what he is able to do and able to accomplish. But with that, he ended up getting the victory over Scripps, which I thought was, I mean, Scripps. I really want them to change his name because I really hate it. Like, can we just go back to calling him Reggie? Because I can't with the Scripps name anymore. I can't. This is when he was in that damn mask, and now he's not in the mask anymore. So I don't know, but there's that. And then we move over to the NXT women's championship match. Roxanne Perez versus Natalia. Um, I mean, Natalia is, first of all, the gear on Natalia is everything. I give it that much. Natalia continues to reinvent her gears every time she steps into the ring with somebody. Like every time I see her, she's gonna have a good gear on. But yeah, her and Roxanne had a really great match. I thought it was really good between these two. I think that this was a great way to, I guess, more so get Roxanne, back into the motion of being in the ring with someone like Natalia, kind of in hopes of seeing who her next opponent is going to be. Well, Natalia, she probably definitely would have still lost this match. But when you have someone like Lola Vice, who is obviously still upset at the fact that Natalia did beat her in that open challenge that she had, and she was still upset about that, and so she decided that because she's holding on to a grudge against Natalia, that she would come out and be the distraction for Natalia losing against Roxanne Perez, and she ended up retaining her championship. But one thing Lola needs to understand about Natalia is that when you choose to step into her business, you get handled. And that's exactly what Natalia did. She caught her ass backstage when she was trying to talk shit, and she popped her inside her damn head and knocked her ass to the ground. So this feud
That shit
between
was wild.
it was, so this feud between Natalia and Lola Vice. I guess this is another way to get Lola to stay relevant. I'm not gonna even lie, because at one point it kind of seemed as if, like, well, first of all, when she was carrying the breakout tournament contract, she had a few matches there, but then forgot about her, and then she cashes in her or tournament whatever contract, loses, and then it's kind of like, you know, why was Natty wrong for that? She came out there to be a bother to her mess. So how is Natty wrong for knocking that girl out backstage? Lola should set her ass in the back.
Here you go.
Okay. She should have cha-cha her ass to the back and stayed there. But no, she came out and she got herself involved. So that's that. But um shout out to Natalia for allowing Lola to have some type of relevancy here, and choosing to take on this passion project, to so that once she completes that, then maybe Lola will go off and be somebody that people can remember, or not. Sometimes it just don't work for everybody. So then we had a tag match. This was with the No Catch Quarter crew, and they took on the family. And we didn't see Gulak out, because of the allegations and everything against him, blah blah, and all that there. And they end up losing to the family. And I guess this is more so trying to get the family back, on top, since Tony D'Angelo did end up losing on Saturday. I thought he was gonna cry when Natty had the title in her hands. Booker, he can just be quiet. He tried to talk about Natty like she won't run circles around him inside the ring. And then after that match, Oba came out after successful victory at Stand and Deliver, and he talked about what he did to Josh Briggs and what he did to Dijak. And now it seems like Ivar wants a piece of that North American Championship. And I believe that this will probably end up happening at spring breaking with Oba and Ivar, which we've seen a lot of we've seen the NXT superstars, be utilized up there on Monday Night Raw, and now we're seeing some of the main roster superstars being utilized even more down here in NXT, which I think that is cool. If they don't really have anything for them to do on the main roster, you know, I don't see an issue with them coming down to NXT to do some work there. And then we move on. Jada Parker versus Brinkley Reese is what I remember her name was. And this match was really cool. Brinkley was getting a lot of offense. Jada was talking a lot of trash. And what I appreciate and what I would like to see more is Jada Parker on my screen so that she doesn't feel like she's forgettable. That's my only thing that I would have to say about this. Sometimes I
Yeah,
forget
that's a
that
good
Jada
point.
Parker is not here. Like sometimes it's like she's there, and then it's like, oh, a week or two go by, we don't see her, and then boom, she comes back out, and it's like, what are y'all doing now? You're trying to figure out how you're gonna place her in things. I think she needs to get away from OTM. I'm not gonna lie. Like I don't feel like her being in that group is helping her at all. I don't really feel like it is. So but she ended up getting this victory over Brinkley Reese, who a lot of people said reminds them of Sol Ruka. So I mean she said her time is now. So I feel like I would love for her to be in that North American NXT Women's North American Championship tournament, however they're gonna do it or whatnot. I feel like she would be a great participant in that match or tournament and everything. A few other girls as well, and everything too. So I hope to see her a part of that. I do. So I don't know, but I really want to see more of Jada. I think that she has a look to her. She definitely knows how to talk and everything. She's still learning, of course, in the ring. We're still trying to, I guess, more so, figuring out what her finisher is kind of going to be too, or just like what her moveset is going to be as well. Like she's athletic, but she's not like that athletic. She's like a powerhouse brawler kind of girl and everything, striker, shit talker, things like that. And I don't know, but I definitely want to see more of Jada, more of her on screen, not just 1 week here, 2 weeks here, we see her, then boom, she disappears. And it's like, okay, what the hell is Jada been? Or she may be doing stuff on level ups, but still though, we still like to know what's going on. And if y'all got fused with her in it, at least if she's not here, let them still continue on as if like she still got something going on with it. So and then we move on to technically, which is the main event, which was the tag team titles match. So rematch at that. So if Axiom or and Nathan did not win this match, then they can never tag team again, at all whatsoever. So uh went on to have this match here, and Braun and Baron, they did all that they could to make sure that Nathan and Axiom would never be tag team partners ever again, and it did not turn out that way. Braun almost speared Baron, but luckily he caught himself. Actually, he okay. A little bit of a distraction there kind of caused them to be able to attain these titles. Now, my only thing is that like we get into this, I feel like this happened a little too soon and everything. I feel like maybe they could have waited until like maybe get into like spring breaking or something, because it's kind of like, damn, like if that's the case that y'all gonna do this, then they should have just won at Stand and Deliver. That's kind of like where I'm at with it. But nonetheless, congratulations to them. But I do feel like if this was going to happen, then they should have just won to Stand and Deliver. It doesn't really make this. I mean, it makes it exciting. Okay, cool. But I guess because they added this stipulation here, but still, it's like, okay, congratulations. Even though it got ruined by the final statement or whatever they want to be called. The final statement came out, and obviously AOP want those tag titles. So sucks for a short celebration
Yeah.
for them and everything. Bobby and Street Profits beat their ass so bad they came down to NXT. You
Mm,
know,
that's some shit.
I don't know, honey, but everybody was saying, the crowd was like, "Welcome back" and everything too. And I'm like, I thought this was the same crowd that hated Karrion Cross. I don't. Well, maybe I don't know who they were saying "Welcome back" to. I don't know if it was "Welcome back to AOP" or was it Scarlett and Carrion. I really don't know, but
Yeah.
here we go. But congratulations to Nathan and Axiom for winning those tag titles. Kind of sucks that it was ruined by the final statement.
Hmm. Hmm.
All right. So we get to closing out NXT. Trick, he comes out and he talks about, his match with Mello. And he admits what I fucking told y'all that he would have not been in that position if it was not for Mello.
Yeah.
So Trick, I thank you. That's the only thing I'm thanking you for is for admitting that you would have not had this if it wasn't for Mello.
There it is.
Simple as that.
Simple as that.
So and Dragunov, he came out because call on Jesus. So Dragunov comes out because Trick wants a championship. He says Bailey finished her story, Cody Rhodes finished his story. Now Trick wants to finish his story and get that NXT championship.
Yeah.
Now Dragunov, he comes out and everything, and he has a lot of respect for Trick, but not enough to give him a championship opportunity that quickly. So Trick makes an ultimatum and says, if I have another opportunity to face you for this championship and I don't win, then I don't deserve to be in NXT and I will leave. So not only would Trick losing to Dragunov and leaving NXT make me feel great, it's just gonna be the sadness on everyone else's face who is looking for, you know, Trick to still be here. There would be no more whoop that tricks.
Girl.
The Trick would have got whooped and packed his bags and go home. But so we will be having Trick and Dragunov for the NXT uh World Championship at Spring Breaking. But fuck all that. My man said, bitch, I am not done with you yet. Okay? At all whatsoever. I'm gonna beat your ass to the point you're not gonna be able to even make it to this damn title shot at all whatsoever. So I want to frame this on my wall. I'm not gonna even lie. I hope they have a clear photo of this so I can hang it on my wall back here and everything like that. I was supposed to have this done by Mania, but I didn't say which Mania. So, but yeah, so this is how we end NXT. So, but they do have a steel cage match next week, Mello and Trick. So, who knows? I know the draft is coming up and everything. So, I mean, I'm sure that Mello is probably going to be drafted up to the main roster and everything. You gonna hang that next to Damien's picture? Maybe. I like to have all my men in the same area. Anyway, but yeah, so shout out to Mello, of course, still keeping Trick relevant, in so many different ways, as long as he know. But other than that, that pretty much brings us to the end of NXT. I believe that Ariana Grace, no, I think Lara and Sol Ruka have a match next week. Ridge Hollins and Joaquin Wild have a match next week because he's going on this apology tour or whatever. And I think that's the only match that I know for right now outside of Trick and Mello steel cage match. So there's that. But that was pretty much NXT. I hope you guys enjoyed it for the most part and everything. And we're on our road to spring breaking. We will be back on a Thursday for TNA Wrestling. So we can talk about that because we are on the road to Rebellion and everything. A shout out to Battleground Podcast as always for having us here to do our thing. Shout out to each and every one of you who come in and support those who just watch. We appreciate you too, and all that good jazz there. But continue to follow us on all social media platforms at the Shakkas Den all over social media. So once again, we definitely appreciate you guys coming in to hang out with us for NXT Uncut on your Tuesday nights. Once again, this is the Shakers Den, where it is invite only.